Well, it includes the heart, the blood vessels, and the blood.
Circulatory, that means things go round and round and round.
That's right.
Love your heart for your health's sake. It's Hunt for Wellness, episode number 37. Well, hello, welcome to Hunt for Wellness. I am John Hunt, and
I'm Christy Hunt.
And this is the show where we help you live your best life, mind, body, and spirit. And this episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. They produce great machines that give you great water for great health. Go over and check out all the info at waterdistillers.com. And it is that time of year when love is in the air.
Yes.
Right? Did you plan that this way? I think you did. But I love the catchiness of the title because, you know, your heart is a very important part of your body.
Yes.
And when on our last episode, we talked about the body and the different body systems, right?
Yes.
And so we've talked about, well, let's get in depth a little bit more some of those systems and how they work, but more importantly, how you can take care of yourself by supporting those systems, right?
Yes.
Isn't that kind of what we're all about?
Yeah. Being healthy.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be healthy.
Mind, body,
And spirit. And they're all interrelated. Okay.
Absolutely.
So today, which of the systems, because we had a lot of them, we won't go through every one of them, right?
No, but we're going to talk about the circulatory system or the cardiovascular system.
Okay, circulatory. That means things go round and round and round.
That's right. Circulate.
Yes, okay. So the circulatory system. And why is the circulatory system important? Actually, all the body systems are important, right?
Yeah, you can't really live without any of them.
Yeah. This is true. So let's talk about what is the circulatory system.
Well, it includes the heart, the blood vessels, and the blood.
Yes. It's kind of difficult to live without a heart, right?
You cannot live without a heart.
Yeah.
Now, you can get a heart transplant.
Yeah. You can live with somebody else's heart.
Right, but you got to have a heart.
You know, that whole thing really fascinates me too. How in the world can you take a heart from somebody else and put it in somebody and
They do live. It's amazing. I actually took care of heart transplant.
Oh, you did?
Patients,
Oh, yeah. It's just, and I mean, you know, they say how do they, this is a little tangent here. It's not part of the actual program, but how do they actually make a match when they try to match someone's heart? You know, is it the right heart type or do you have to have the right blood type?
Blood type, and there's a tissue type, and
wow,
there's a lot of different things that go into matching a person.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. Anyway, but we're going to talk about the heart you already have.
Yeah.
Even if it's somebody else's heart, right? And how to support that a little bit better. But I think we need to just like break down the heart and the circulatory system into its like parts. So, you know, I'm thinking, you know, like the old medical chart where, you know, you have all the little veins, and why don't you kind of break the parts into individual pieces?
So we have the heart. It does have 4 chambers and valves and things. And then we've got the blood vessels, the arteries, the veins, and the capillaries.
So what are the differences, though, between arteries and veins and capillaries?
Arteries are the blood vessels coming out of the heart carrying a high oxygen level in the hemoglobin.
Okay.
And then once they've kind of dissipated, the veins, then they go to the capillaries. The capillaries are very small blood vessels where the oxygen is exchanged and nutrients exchanged, and then the blood vessels start getting wider again, and they're the veins that are going back to the heart.
Yeah, it circulates around. Yeah. So, and I know that other systems and other parts of your body do stuff, right, to help affect all that, and then it all works in concert with each other.
Yeah, we are basically, like we said in the last episode, a system with many systems inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
They all work together amazingly.
Yeah. So I would imagine that one of the main components of the circulatory system is blood.
Yes.
So kind of what is blood?
Well, blood
is blood.
Blood is life.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
the life is in the blood, and without blood, you cannot live. If you bleed out, you are dead.
Yeah. Well, think about the hunters. You know, when they're going out and doing their hunting, they're aiming for the heart because they know if they hit the heart,
stop the heart,
whether it's through the shock of the impact or even literally the bullet going through and the blood bleeding out. That is what's going to stop that animal from living.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
And just the heart is so important because it's a big muscle.
It's a muscle, right?
Strong muscle, and this is incredible. It starts beating at about 16 days, 16 to 21 days after conception.
And it beats until the last day.
That's right.
And when it's done beating, you're done.
That's right. Isn't that incredible?
That is incredible. That muscle can beat for that many years, even.
So basically, like 2.5 weeks after conception, to 3 weeks, the heart starts beating.
And what's that old phrase? You never miss a beat. Hopefully your heart will never miss a beat too. Although that's another subject I'm sure we can rabbit trail on. But So we kind of understand how the heart plays the picture, and we know that getting that oxygen into your system is really important, right? Because without oxygen, you can't live either.
Right. So the blood carries, there's the solid part, which has the cells, like the blood cells, the white cells, the platelets, the red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. The liquid part is the plasma. And it's the immune system is going through the blood. The hemoglobin, the red blood cells carry the hemoglobin, the white blood cells part of the immune system, and then it's also part of eliminating waste from the body.
So that's the blood.
That's the blood.
Yes. Okay. So now let's talk about maybe how you keep it well. Because this show, Hunt4Wellness, is a show where we talk about living your best life. That emphasis on life. So we already know that without a heart, you don't have life. But so how do we keep our heart system well? I mean, like what breaks down?
Well, your heart can break down.
Yeah, your heart you can stop beating. Okay, we know that. But like in your veins, like when people get have heart attacks, or when someone goes in for bypass surgeries because their veins get clogged up or blocked.
Yes, those are the ones right on the heart itself.
Okay.
That are feeding the heart. And so they're bypassing those arteries on the heart to support the strength of the heart.
Okay.
They're bypassing the heart. Because when part of a heart attack is part of the heart dying.
Yeah. And
so it's part of the muscle dying.
Yeah, and then the system starts stressing out, right?
Yeah, it's hard for the whole heart to function well when part of it's gone. Yeah. Basically not working.
Well, isn't heart disease or heart attacks or whatever, where does that rank in the top 5 of causes of death?
It's number 1. Heart disease.
Heart disease is number 1, right?
Number 1 cause of death in the United States.
Now, you hear a lot of people saying, well, heart disease is caused by eating too many steaks, right? Or too much fat, and then you're a heart attack. What's that a place we go to where they have the hamburger where it's like the Widowmaker?
Yeah.
It's like you say, don't you dare order that hamburger, but it looks so good, But what is it about people's thoughts of food and how? I mean, is that something you shouldn't avoid eating high fatty foods because your heart's going to stress out or what?
Well, I think there's a balance, and there is debate about what is the right diet for the heart. And we are all different. There's many different body types. So some people do well vegetarian, and some people really need a lot of meat.
Yeah.
So I can't say there's one diet for everybody. Nobody can say that. There's no agreement on that. But I think the most important thing is to have a balanced diet, have moderation, and eat a lot of fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
And don't eat a lot of processed food.
Yeah.
Because that's
and that's just smart eating.
It's smart eating for
general.
every kind of, keep keep the heart attacks away, keep the cancer away,
Right.
keep the disease away by eating healthy, organic food that's real food.
Yeah. Well, the other term you hear, like as it relates to diet, is cardiovascular workout. Get on the treadmill and run 4 miles, and you'll lose 10 pounds. And I think while it's true that you are burning calories, you're not really. Cardiovascular workouts are not necessarily the benefit of them is not necessarily going to lose weight, but it's actually to help you
strengthen your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heart muscle.
Yeah, your muscles, like doing muscle work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
you're strengthening your muscle of your heart, which is part of your life, a big part of your life.
Well, and I think even when people who don't like to run, but if you can get out and do a brisk walk.
Yeah, power walking.
Power walking is another thing that you're great at. And but that's also going to help that heart.
Yes.
Right? So we know that exercise is good for you.
Right.
As part of
Very
improving
good for you.
your circulatory or supporting your circulatory system.
It actually helps every single body system.
Yeah. And probably also, I would think that how would you, say you have your arteries are starting to get a little maybe clogged up. Is that because there's a little plaque or whatever they call it and gets on the side of the
Yes.
Yes. Well, so how do you kind of prevent that or work to reduce that so that your blood veins get bigger, right?
Right. Well, eating well is really important. Lowering your stress is very important. Regular exercise is very important. Just the natural things that we know for keeping people healthy. Not smoking.
Yeah.
That's really important too.
Yeah.
And not drinking too much alcohol.
Yeah. So we haven't really touched on quite yet the idea of the broken heart, which is not necessarily physical, is emotional. And how do emotions play into the wellness of your heart?
Well, we store emotions in various body parts, and we do store emotions in our heart. And particularly the emotions of loneliness, sadness,
grief, right?
Grief, yeah, and the broken heart.
Yeah.
You can say, this breaks my heart, but that is not a good thing to be saying.
Well, isn't it interesting, too? You probably know the term for this, or have heard this before, like if your spouse dies, oftentimes the other spouse will die of what isn't like broken heart syndrome or something like that?
Well, there is. I wouldn't say it's often, but there is like a broken heart syndrome. That might not be the official word of it, but yes, I mean, we know somebody that it happened to. She almost died. She didn't die, but she almost did after her husband died suddenly. Yeah.
So, I mean, that emotional. So, anything else with either the well heart or the not well heart that we should just pay attention to? Because what we're going to kind of morph into here is how do we support that, and how do we do the things that we need to do in order to support that circulatory system so we have our optimal wellness.
So our basic ways of eating healthy, and the exercise, all the things we just talked about, and there are supplements too.
Yes.
That can help us.
Okay, well, let's talk about that because, of course, we're Young Living brand partners, and part of the whole purpose of this is to expose people to different things they don't know that are out there and available for them. And there are supplements that are geared really to help support the circulatory system.
Right, and one of them is CardioGize. It's a capsule with a bunch of herbs in it and essential oils in it. It's got CoQ10, astragalus, donquai, mother root, several of those herbs, and then cardamom, lavender, helichrysum, rosemary, angelica. Love that one.
Yeah.
Essential oils. And so really it is to support good circulation and just kind of relaxing the blood pressure a little bit and just promoting good circulation.
Yeah, and getting, I mean, we know this from just about any kind of activity where you kind of run out of oxygen, like you're breathing hard. If you can oxygenate, if that's the word, your blood, right? If you can get more oxygen in. So I'm sure some of these help promote more oxygen, right?
Yeah, and just good circulation.
Yeah.
And if you you can look into the herbs yourself and look at exactly what they do.
Yeah.
But that's the overall emphasis of that.
Right.
That supplement of CardioGize.
Okay. That's a good one. That's really targeted, isn't it?
It really is.
Okay. Thus the name CardioGize.
Right. Cardio.
What other things are out there?
Well, AromaLife essential oil blend.
Okay.
And that one Gary Young made. He blended cypress, marjoram, ylang ylang, and helichrysum. And ylang ylang like kind of balances the heart. It's like balances male female, and it's just a really beautiful smelling oil. Cypress is really good for circulation, and marjoram soothes muscles and joints, and helichrysum is also good for the heart. So those ones blended together, and you can just put it right over your heart.
I've seen you, you carry this one around occasionally because I've seen you give it to people who are like really stressed out.
Well, I give it to my mom.
People who are really stressed out. Yeah.
Well, she, she's had some heart issues.
Yeah.
And so actually, since doing AromaLife, Valor, Ningxia Red,
Yes.
she's doing really good
Yeah,
with her heart.
she is,
and
yeah.
she would have these episodes of getting weak,
Yeah.
and they couldn't really figure out what that was. But once we really started supplementing with these things, she rarely feels like that anymore. And when she had an episode and I'm there, I'm like, Mom, take this Ningxia right now and Valor right now, and boom.
Boom.
It's
Those are
done.
great. Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. So those are
It's
good tools to have.
really cool
Just
to see.
talk about Ningxia Red, because I know it's such a incredible superfruit supplement.
Yeah.
And you can recommend it for just about everything, but that's because it's got like about everything in it, right?
Yeah,
It's got
super high antioxidant.
Yeah.
It helps all the cells function better, including the blood cells and the heart cells, and so it supports a healthy heart. And there's some more research on it.
Yeah, I know when we talked about the working out too, we take Ningxia Red before we work out, and it really does help, oxygenate. You get more. There's that word again. You get more.
Quite right.
Okay, but that's all right. That's okay. I'm trying. But I think that being able to breathe better is kind of key when it comes to working out.
It's
How's
very
that?
key. Very key.
Breathing is key. So
I want to keep doing it.
yeah, okay, that sounds good. Anything else that you want to touch on regarding just the idea of the circulatory system and supplements or tools that people can use to really help that?
Well, I think the other piece is the emotional piece.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Let's touch on that.
And so we don't want to have a broken heart. We want our hearts to be okay. And we can feel like we're having a broken heart. But I think the important thing is, like, give it some space. It's like, I'm not talking about when someone dies.
Right.
That's is terrible.
Right.
Terrible. But the other things, it's like we can cope with it.
Yeah.
And if we tell ourselves, I can cope with this.
Yep.
With God's help, with other people's help, with heal, strengthen me. We don't have to have a broken heart.
Yeah. We should point people back to our episode on emotions and essential oils. One of the first ones we did. We'll link it in the show notes here over at Hunt4Wellness.com. And that really, we talked about that a lot, about the different emotions and what oils can kind of help. But I recall, like, release is one, right? That's an oil that helps you
Release.
let go of things, right?
Yeah. And we need to let go of things.
Yeah. And that's going to affect the heart.
Dragging us down. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are some specific oils that are really uplifting for the heart.
Okay.
Joy.
Well, that sounds good just in the name.
I know. It's a great one. Joy. And you can just put it right over your heart. Christmas spirit.
Of course.
Very,
Who doesn't love
very
Christmas?
Happy. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then citrus fresh.
Oh, yeah.
It's very uplifting. All of those are uplifting.
Yeah. And amazing when you can get a little boost up, how that affects your emotions and then will affect you physically too.
And you can handle things better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen that firsthand many times. Many times.
So, just what I would say about the heart, emotions for the heart, and you can even ask yourself, what is bothering my heart? And what pops into your mind? That's the answer. Don't let yourself say, I don't know.
Yeah, because you do know. Your body knows.
Your body knows.
Yeah.
So you want to just ask yourself, what is bothering my heart? Wait for the answer and listen to it, and then deal with it. Is there someone you need to forgive? Is there someone you need to talk to or reconcile with, or I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know is not an answer.
Well, yes.
That's what you said. You just said that.
But what I'm saying is deal with it.
Yeah, right. Don't hold on to it.
Make it right.
Right. If you hold on to it, then it's going to manifest itself somewhere stressfully in your body.
Yes, and deal with it as far as you're concerned. If you can reconcile with the other person, great. If they won't allow it, then do at least forgive them.
Yeah.
Do your side, your part at least.
Great. Any parting thoughts before we go? Or was that your parting thought?
Well, have a good heart.
Yes. I think that, yes, in summary, love your heart because it's super key to your life.
Yes, it is.
Right? It interacts with all the systems, and we'll talk more about other systems on upcoming shows as well. But take care of your heart. It's really important.
It is.
This episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines for great water that give you great wellness. Go over and check it out at waterdistillers.com. And then come back next time. We'll have another system to discuss, right?
Yes.
On our next episode of Hunt for Wellness.